Okay, we are going to do homework regarding type of studying, observational study or experiment. So what we're gonna do here, let's understand first what means experiment, what means observational study. Experiment, it's self-explanatory. We all know when you provide some experiment, you do some activity and then collect the result. Observational study, when it's you do that when you can't do experiment, all you can do is just observe. Let's say it can relate it to birds, how fast they grow, I don't know in what season they are coming back, or about children if you want to figure out what kind of toys kids would be interested in this or that age. So all you can do just observe, right? But experiment, it can be anything. If you want to see, you heard that something is helping to the health, so that people can eat. Well, we say take one apple a day. It keeps you away from doctor, so you can take it and see how it's your health there, right? So that's what it is. So at this point, let's start working on homework for section 1.3. So what do we have? You want to determine if cinnamon reduces a person's insulin sensitivity. You give patients who are insulin sensitive a certain amount of cinnamon and then measure their glucose level. It's gonna be experiment because you give the cinnamon, right? And then measure their glucose level. It's gonna be experiment. Next one, you want to determine if student using textbook A do better than students using textbook B on the final exam. You take a sample of students from classes using each of the textbooks. Is this observational or an experiment? I believe this is observational because you don't provide any experiment. You give people this book and that book, right? Let me read one more time. Um, textbook students using textbook A do better than students using textbook B on the final exam. That's what we need to know. You take a sample of students from classes using each of those textbook. Yeah. So we don't put any effort. We whoever whatever chose, and we just pick the sample and uh, collect the results. So we observe it. Okay, that's what I would put there. Question number 3. So a researcher wants to determine if a new drug lowers the blood pressure of patients with high blood pressure. The patients are randomly selected to be in the study and they pick which group to be in. So is this randomized experiment? No. Right away I can say no because the treatment is not randomly selected. Right? It's not randomly selected. It's chosen. It's patients are selected randomly, but the drug it's not selected randomly. So they know specifically. It's all about testing the drug, right? Okay, so it's gonna be not randomized the choice of drugs. Randomized choice of patient, it's a different story, but we are testing the drug. And that's the keyword here. Question number 4. A researcher wants to determine if diet and exercise together help people lose weight over just exercising. The researcher the researcher solicits volunteers to be part of study, randomly picks which volunteers are in the study, and then randomly assign each of them to the diet. So as you can see, it's randomly assign the diet to randomly chosen people, and the exercise group or the exercise only group. In this case, we are going to have, yes, randomized experiment, because treatment is randomly selected by a researcher. Okie dokie, we are done this one.